It's Madden NFL.
Set to go now on a wet and rainy afternoon. And we are underway from FedEx Field. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
And he left North Carolina with most of his school's records, and at one point was thought to be maybe the #1 quarterback in his draft class. He does bring deceptive athleticism and plenty of upside to the table. Add some consistency, and maybe he can really unlock what he can be in the NFL.
This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Howell. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. And Howell will throw it. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And take it right on the 30. Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. McCray, and a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. He's got his man. It's the tight end, Brevin Jordan. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18. And
he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Herbert just beat the play clock. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
It's got to feel good to hit on one of these in the first quarter of a brand new season. They're hoping this duo can really make some noise this year. And this is a great start. A big play here early in the ball game.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That second down play nets a -4.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. Pass out left finds Johnston. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And his kick is indeed good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. Faking the handoff, Howell. And that one going to come up short, low throw. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. Back to throw, Howell. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Howell out of the shotgun. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And it's fielded at the 34. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamin Davis. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
Running on first down, Eckler. He's got it to the 43 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This is 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Howell. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 43 yards. And the Commanders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Extra point attempt to follow here. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. L.A. readies for its next possession. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
First carry now for Isaiah Spiller. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Called out a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, McCray, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Herbert now. He gets it to Johnston. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Boy, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout. On 2nd down, McCray. Touchdown, And the Chargers have retaken the lead.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground. And he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Washington offense set to take over again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now a 2nd and 10. Al now to throw it. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a first down.
Eckler now between the tackles, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Devon Godchaux up to make the tackle.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Here's 2nd and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go play action. Howell. Well, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And this will be taken at the 13. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him trying to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Second and 10. Herbert off of play action. He finds his man, complete. It's Vargas. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Johnston. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. He's got another one to Johnston. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up second down.
It's a gain of 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Now a handoff up the middle. McCray will be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Washington on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
2nd down and 4. Up the middle they go. McCray, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Spiller. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Herbert on first down now. And he rifles one incomplete.
They have their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A 24-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Powell. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
3rd and 20. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
So all right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the 2nd half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Play action. It's Herbert. Got this into the hands of the tight end, Jordan. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here's Herbert. Wide open receiver, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Now a handoff up the middle. McCray. Charger touchdown. A great play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chargers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. And that run going to put him over 100 yards now for the ball game as well.
Yeah, he's really had his way so far, and that's just more of the same right here. All he needs, just a little crease, and off he goes.
The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And a long run there in the end to top it off. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. First possession of the second half now for Washington. Howell and the Commanders come up now 1st and 10 at their own 16. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Complete. It's Dotson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Howell. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Henley. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
Yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally you'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw is a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
And Johnston sent in motion. On 1st and 10 is Spiller. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Right back to Spiller on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's got it. It's Spiller. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And that is going to be no good. He pushed it wide to the right, and the lead will stay put at 17. So the interception, that had him set up in golden shape, but no first down comes of it, and in the end, no points come up.
And Brandon, I tell you, in a sudden change offense, you must capitalize. This is where you can really swing momentum in your favor. But that time, they let him off the hook.
A 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at their 25-yard line. He'll hand off here to Eckler, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
I give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Eckler going to get it again on second down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A third down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Eluding the pressure right. Able to slither by. And we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. Fielded just inside the 20. And a nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
It's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. They run behind center with Spiller. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
3rd and 4.
21.
Herbert. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. On is the Chargers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he fields it cleanly. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Washington ready to try again on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Second and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Up the middle with Eckler. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Right side, he has Johnston. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and a couple. Straight ahead, it's Spiller.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw.
He's across midfield. He's got room at the 30.
And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. A big play that time on the catch and run. 34 yards. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. On the handoff, Spiller.
And he'll get this down only to the 18.
Ronnie Harrison that time able to make the tackle.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10.
5-9. Crowd right.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, You never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
This taken in at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Let's go now.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Throwing, Duggan.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Duggan now to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taking it about the 36. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chargers ready to take over. And this has been quite a performance to kick off the new year on the road, no less, as they try to finish things off here in the 4th quarter.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Hey, go lion. Hey, ram.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking it in the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
Here we go.
To throw is Duggan.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll stop him at the 1-yard line, but small consolation there following the turnover.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1.
Set.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game.
And the Chargers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Commanders 7.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Here's Duggan to throw.
On the screen, this is Eckler. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down.
Duggan will look to throw this.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack.
Washington going to send out their punter.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
L.A. set to take over again on offense. Well, we've reached the stage where it's a mere formality at this point. They've got the comfortable lead. We know what the outcome is going to be. I guess the only question is, do they want to put more points on the board before the final gun?
Well, I certainly hope not. And I'm being selfish here because you and I have flights to catch. Let's go ahead and finish this one off, guys. You've taken care of business. Let's close it out. And you and I, let's get to the airport.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
5-9, 5-9. Go.
Here's a give up the middle. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Here's a handoff to Spiller, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
At the Commanders' 35-yard line.
Second and 7. Right back to Spiller on second down.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
The 4-3 defense there did its job, funneled things right to the middle linebacker.
If they do a nice job of playing team defense, everyone takes care of their responsibilities. That allows that guy in the middle to do his job, which is search and destroy.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So, for the Chargers, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.